Have you ever heard of how much Duolingo spends on A/B testing?
I think ABC testing.
I think they completed the alphabet.
So your Duolingo looks different by mine. My daughter's Duolingo looks different by mine.
They spend so much time just figuring out who likes this the most until they find what keeps people learning for the longest. If we met at a party, how would you describe your job?
Hey, my name is Ion. Do you need an app?
So you have a philosophy where you start with make it work, make it fast, and then make it beautiful. So I wanted you to go through each stage. You start with make it work. What are you doing at that stage?
So just...
Was there ever a moment in an app where you felt like one tiny change made a huge difference?
One small change, where to place and how it
Yeah.
should look. And you will see how the revenue increase.
If we met at a party, how would you describe your job?
Hey, my name is Ion. Do you need an app? No. It should be something like catchy. Let's say something is playing, say, oh, I know how works this song. I know how they wrote, how they overclip kind of sounds. Not so long time ago, I wrote an application about audio. And say, hi, I'm Ion.
Yeah. But why mobile apps? Because you're a coder, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in general, you've done a lot of different code. But why do you stick to mobile apps nowadays?
Oh, I think because it's the most close to people what they have all the time. In our days, I remember how I came to that in 2012 when first time I went to work. I thought, what does people has? Oh, I'm not holding with me my desktop or laptop all the time, but in every corner where somebody stays at the bus stop, someone is just climbing on the mountain, they should have something with them. So they will have a mobile every time.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I was not thinking about iOS or Android. At that time, I was looking also for Nokia. They have kind of Symbian something. And I was looking with Java how they are coding them. But my friends told me, hey, come to write for Apple. This is the best fruit application.
The best fruit, yeah.
And I did my first calendar app. And after that, a timer. I said, wow, that's nice, looks gorgeous. People are downloading. And that is what made me like to come in this industry. My first application, so I remember it came to me really late because they had a party. So one guy stay in his room and playing, and I was like, hey, let's go to party with us. What are you doing here? And he was like, I'm playing. And when he showed, he used kind of trainer application to trick the game, to move faster in the game. I said like, how he's doing that? And he explained, oh, that is so easy. He showed me actually an application, how he wrote this. And he put the hotkey, he put the address and what value he wants. And after that, when he was playing, he was just press on the hotkeys on the keyboard. And next day I was doing something with my Need for Speed Underground. I did the same.
Nice.
I just opened the Visual Studio and I wrote it and it worked. So I press a button, it increased the speed like to 800 miles per hour and crash all the walls. And that is how I wrote my first app, what I liked.
Wow.
And what inspired me like, oh, now you can do everything what you want. This is kind of magic. I thought at that time, oh, I can do something like that with my bank account. But later I found we have a security and something else.
Have you ever thought about going back to gaming? Or, since you kind of started there. A lot of people actually have started at gaming often because they get inspired, they end up coding. But have you ever thought about going back to that?
When was released the last Gemini 3, I entered on their website and so they have some demos about gaming. I said, wow, now it's so easy, like this kind, and they are doing 3D gaming. So actually, Gemini is just by your prompt and having a little bit of knowledge, it helps a lot.
And especially with mobile games nowadays, it kind of has the same reach, but it also has the same gaming feel. Right?
I was doing an app in Unity 3D, and it was like a racing game. and was pretty decent. It has all this like acceleration, brakes, how it works, lights. I just didn't develop it to the end. And another small games like for like portable games, I was doing something like Tamagotchi, where you have a live pet. I still think like maybe I will have to publish it. That is outdated.
Was there ever a moment in an app where you felt like one tiny change made a huge difference? And it could be a personal app too. You could talk about, one of the games you made, or in general, was there ever a small change that made a huge impact?
So yes, I have this experience in my applications where I was doing an app about cameras around the world. This I didn't expect too much from this application, but actually it became one of the most profitable product for my client. And they wanted to access all the cameras around the world. And sometimes they have such a stupidity idea. So they say, I want my camera and to put the... Yeah, disgusting. They say, I want my camera, people to look at my camera, here put the weather, what is the temperature outside. And you spend time, you get at that time I get all this information from open APIs. So, and I spent a lot of time implementing that, displaying, and people actually, that was not a weather app, like to enter and to look. And they look at the camera, they see it's raining. Why they need also the confirmation is raining? Actually, what we could do, so we done A/B testing, and I recommend that for everyone. Doing kind of A/B testing. For some people you show that, for some people you don't show that. And making this change in the app, you can traffic how user reacts on this. Another experience what I have exactly on the same, you will decide which one to cut. Is like where to place one small change, where to place a pay button and how it will look. And exactly the same, put the A/B testing, make it to appear on the front page, or make it somewhere in the corner, or make it like a holiday special thing, and subscribe, and you will see how the revenue increase or decrease, and from A or from B you have like more customers willing to pay for your app.
Right. Have you ever heard of how much Duolingo spends on A/B testing?
They have, I think, ABC testing.
Oh, they have a lot more than C. I think they completed the alphabet sometimes. Yeah, at any given moment, you could have like 5 to even 20 different versions. But to be fair, it worked for the longest time. They spend so much time like just figuring out who likes this the most, and then they keep just going down, down a filter until they find what keeps people learning for the longest. So it kind of makes sense.
Oh, I didn't know that. Actually, I noticed, so your Duolingo looks different by my Duolingo. And I noticed my daughter's Duolingo looks different by mine. But I know yours is paid version.
Well, yeah, that's
mine's just the ad version.
So you have a philosophy where you start with make it work, make it fast, and then make it beautiful.
Yes.
So I wanted you to go through each stage because I actually really liked your explanations for each. And I took some notes on it. But you start with make it work.
Yes.
So what are you doing at that stage?
So just making work. I'm grabbing everything what will fit and it will work. And just like to ship, to deliver, to sell it. Doesn't matter. Sometimes people are not looking for the quality or how beautiful it is. I like, so you are responsive for that and make it cheaper. So we're going to the next stage. You try to optimize, for example, if you are building something, you calculate the logistics, you calculate where you spend more time, you cut the edges to make it more affordable for you to spend less time on making it, but still to have the desired result. And in the end, make it beautiful, because beautiful is what people are looking at the end, is kind of piece of art. What I'm doing every day at work. Sometimes I take a technology, here I'm using Python, here I'm not only one. Here I'm using this concept, here I'm adding this framework, maybe third party. At the end we have the result. When my client says, okay, we don't want third party. Can we write something else? Yes. But already he has some result like to show, and you are winning the market.
How is your philosophy different from fail fast? Because that's one of the simplest methodologies that everyone talks about, but yours incorporates it in different pieces.
Fail fast is more like just move to fail. Just move,
Right.
do until you fail, because from the fail you learn. So don't do like that. And if somebody comes, just don't do like that. You say, this is the concept of fail fast. So just remember, don't do this because it will fail. But here, when you are building, I think in the first stage, when you make it fast, it's a kind of fail fast. It's part of it.
So basically what you did was you took the basic concept of quickly getting something out, and then you attached other parts of it, and then at the end you basically try to achieve perfection. That's your make it beautiful.
Yes.
So is it fair to say that last moment is your art moment, basically?
Yes, that actually is art, because you take what you have and you put in the form what you want. You are selling. The last is like the most, which will go like everyone will want it. Just start looking at it. You can put the speaker in anything, in your fridge, but you will not buy a fridge with the speaker, because you will want something which looks nicer and closer to you, which will make sound.
Yeah. Don't tell Samsung that. I'm sure they've tried.
Who knows? Samsung knows.
Yeah. Well, would you consider yourself an artist then?
Maybe it is from schools or something. When you see the people who remains in the history, every single invention can be used in good ways and bad way, depends on who hands it. But you still are like something who promoted the life one step forward. And sometimes these people are not artists, or sometimes they are book writers. Even thinking about Icarus in the methodology, when he collected all this feather, putting them together with wax. It started somehow, and after that comes Leonardo da Vinci with his machines, like moving and propellers, and kind of flying. And after that, in practice by, I don't remember exactly the names of those. I know
Wright brothers.
Wright brothers, two brothers. And they actually moved like 300 meters or 100 meters flight, but already was from one place to another way, not just at the concept. It's like you have a pen, you have a paper, you can do. You have your favorite job, you have your favorite occupation, hobby. You can do it, improve it, make it fast, make it beautiful, and deliver. Patent it if you want. What's a person? Like no name in the game.
Anonymous.
It's kind of no name, like people who...
NPCs.
NPC,
Don't be an NPC.
Don't be an NPC, just consuming the energy of power of the RAM, what is the power of CPU and graphic card.
Yeah. So I asked you though, specifically, do you think you're an artist? Yes or no? Just say yes. I need to guess.
Of course.
Excellent.
Maybe
because you're going to have a chance to show off your artist
But I didn't
skills.
say yes or no. I say of course.
Let me bring up the materials.
Oh.
So we have all the tools. What I'm going to do is I'm going to delegate some tasks. So I'm going to work on building this out first. So tell me what I need to do. So I have this interface.
So you have UI now. This is interface.
This is purely UI layer. So what do I grab? How do you design something like this?
So let's say when you are born, you don't have yet any task.
Okay. We're starting from there. All right.
Say welcome to this world, and this is what should be an empty page where we'll say welcome to your to-do app. The greatest minds in the world did a huge research, and they found so in this corner should be kind of plus button,
or down here.
Another greatest researcher in the world from Android, they decide so their plus button is like floating a button here with a plus.
Which one do you prefer for today?
because I'm captured by an Apple device, and so I will I'll put
We'll put it up
here.
there. All right.
Here is our bar. Here will be like 3 sandwiches
3 sandwiches.
or
Hamburger button.
hamburger. No, sandwich button.
Sandwich button. So actually, if you hold it up, you'll see it on the camera.
Yes.
But we've got our interface, and
So
then
we
we
have
got
the
our plus
plus.
button.
Let's
There
do
we
the
go.
hamburger.
And what's happening up here? What is this area?
This is a navigation bar.
Okay.
So this is a status of the phone. So this is for we can hide it by the app. We can just, but this is a status by the phone. Battery of the phone, hour. Here is carrier, if we have or not. So below this one comes is title of the app. Here can be title of the view. What are you seeing? These sandwiches are for if I want to click on it and it will expand, sign in, log in, sync with from the camera or something like that. So do we put here the title?
Sure. I'll put whatever you want me to.
This is a good question because let's say we have to do, but to do is different. I have to
Yeah.
do for work, I have to do for home, I have to do
Yeah.
something. So let's say this is not yet the to-do app. No, this is a to-do app, and
Yeah.
here will be the title. And we put for now to do awesomeness.
To do awesomeness.
Yes, let's do like that.
This would be the name of the app, right?
This is not name of the app. This is
What
the
is
name
this?
of the categories. So I
Okay.
have more than stuff to do. But let's say I have something to do for the work. So I'm at work and I want to enter in one list and say
Yeah.
to do. And
So
this
this is
all
the name
the
of your
stuff
list.
for work. Yes.
Okay. So this is our placeholder.
Yes.
Now let's assume they took this off.
So they click
They
the
click
button.
the button.
They click the button and now appears a form. And the form
Form I'll actually draw. It's too big for the card, I think. Or can you draw the form on there?
yes, we can.
So
But
explain what a modal view is.
It's a model view. A model view is something what appears like an alert.
It's on top.
Yeah, but alert usually has a title, a message, and a couple of buttons. Yes, you can modify this alert and to look in something else to customize it. But model is something which comes, is also appears like a pop-over view. So
your favorite color.
after this is add, we'll
Yeah.
have a line here.
All right. So to be awesome, you need to subscribe to the Design is Art channel.
Yes, put it.
Okay. And then another task. I'll put that in there. So right now we still have the placeholder. Let's put this back. So it just says welcome, enter a new task, and then down here I'm going to say subscribe to Dia, and then what else?
Hydration.
Hydration. I think that makes you pretty awesome, right? So this would basically just come up here and it would cover up the welcome screen.
Mm-hmm.
So right now you have no apps or no tasks, so we have the welcome, and then I press that,
I click this.
this popped up.
Say title, and I put subscribe at Dia. Boop. Follow for awesomeness. Boom. And it comes here. Subscribe.
Wow. He even gave you an extra goal.
Yes. So now your question,
So,
how we
where's the
decide?
camera?
So clicking on this button somehow it connects to some services, to some.
Yeah.
Okay, we have the view models. It connects to it, and it tells like add in this list. What we have this is our list. Just it was invisible. It was empty. It
Yeah.
was like that.
Just a
Say,
placeholder.
put this and add it here. And when it adds, our web view tells to UI, we have something new here. Pump, and it pops up like animation like this.
Yep.
And now you have one. And the same if you add the second one, you click plus, this appears like this. And you put the title, hydration. To be awesome, you should stay hydrated.
So on this second page, what I wanted to do was talk about the little pieces that nobody ever sees. Because most people are talking about the UI and they're always seeing, this one thing that oftentimes it's designers that are working on. But your work is often a lot more deeper than that, right? So let's go one layer deeper. And for each of these components, I want you to talk about what goes into it. So we're gonna put like coding elements in there pretty much. Like this is your realm now. Right? So for let's start here, right? This is kind of special. where this is not the default state, right? The default state is this welcome. What's the most important stage here? What should we write down here?
So for this one, we declare everything what we have, what is connected with the UI, and we have definitely the table. So we have an array.
Okay.
Stay with this table.
So what is an array? Like a
An array.
list?
So why array is good? It's a collection. Should be of one kind of type. So let's say if we have int, numbers, it will be only the numbers. If we have here, we will have words. So it will be strings. So this will be array of string, and we will give a name. So will be to-do list. Also will have a name, because when we will initialize this text somehow from somewhere should take
put
it,
that
because
here.
it will not be all the time to-do awesomeness. Will be
Right.
show, in this place, show the title. So here will be the title.
So this is all dynamic.
Yes, it's
So
dynamic.
a lot of people might not even realize that. They just open up their app, their favorite app. They don't realize that half of this stuff you're making decisions back here.
Yes, because when you initialize this view particularly, it will come, I'm going to the to-do awesomeness. And you say, you are going to title, to-do awesomeness, array, and you grab from somewhere the array. If it's empty, it will start with empty, and we will see only, again,
Only that placeholder.
Here will be a check. If our array is empty, display placeholder, display greetings. Welcome.
Say welcome. One of the worst things that happens in apps is that you often have to sit there waiting for information to come in. Is there anything that you do to make this easier? Because like if this is the first thing you see, I would be worried that my tasks are gone. But the app might just be slow, right? 5 seconds later, this pops in. What can you do to fix all that?
We can show a process of thinking.
Okay,
Or
so you can have
a
like
process
a
of
loading.
activity.
Activity, okay.
We can here again. It comes your imagination and your art.
Yeah.
You can put the simplest how they develop like this rotating bubbles like thinking from the Apple. I don't know how they make it.
Loading spinner.
Loading spinner or loading indicator. You can do kind of an art like a cat is thinking or something is doing, trying.
You can have fun with it.
So you are showing,
Yeah.
so your screen or not your device actually is processing something.
So when you're at this stage though, how much of this is part of your philosophy of make it work versus make it fast versus make it beautiful? Because a lot of this stuff sounds pretty fun, right? If
Yes.
you have an activity indicator with a cat, that sounds great. But at which stage do you even think about
This is at the end. when
All
you
the way
put
at the end,
Yes,
right?
because if you spend more on the details and polishing, that takes a lot of time and that is costly. What you
Honestly,
don't want, what you want to avoid, I think you want to avoid. You want people to hear about your product and to use it. To make it beautiful, it takes resources, takes time.
Okay, so yeah, let's talk about the dialogue.
So when we click button, something here happens. So it's an action.
It shows up.
Show model view.
Right. So when it shows this, what's something that makes this beautiful compared to others?
Is making it at the front. In the front, let's say on the front.
So let's get a new color.
To bringing it in the front of everyone, so and to evidentiate, like to make it more visible, more attractive, that everything is also on the screen. So if I all put like that, it will look like look here I can read this. So you make you bringing it a effect like up at upper level, and all behind is faded or blurry.
Okay. Underneath this code, you still have more code happening.
Yes. Behind this is how we interact. But here is our business. Because why this is important, this is how you store all this.
So what is a DB?
Is our database where we store our really expensive data.
Yeah.
Expensive for us. Can be photos, can be now.
As a reminder,
Like
please subscribe
to DIA.
Most important thing here today.
It's the same word from Spanish, day.
Yeah.
So subscribe today to the DIA.
There's logic going on.
So when we click on the open, nothing else happens here. It comes only for the interface here to display our model. But what the magic happens here when we already fill this information, we have a reference of this information from a model, from this database. So we have this reference to one record. Yes, it's
Okay.
one record.
So how about we draw this hydration one? I think that will be the easiest. So let me grab a new marker.
Do you put for the hydration something? Okay.
So why don't we draw out what it would look like? Right, so this is our to-do.
To do, and has two fields, and will
have
be
a title.
hydration. We don't have an ID.
We don't have an ID. We'll pretend like the
That is
title.
not mandatory.
Yeah.
There are a lot of tables that don't have ID.
But explain that for a second. What that seems like another layer that most people would miss.
Yes.
If you're building your first app, why is that important?
Yeah. Let's say we have the to-do awesomeness, but we have also to do, say, gardening. You
Yeah.
have like hydration, but that hydration is for the flowers in your garden.
Yeah. Should
So
we add an
they're
ID
part.
now?
Yeah, we can add ID. Yes,
so
let's put two. For now,
Okay.
it's two.
So what you're saying is this ID would then be used to figure out which list you were in there in the first
Yes.
place. So we can actually do that. Right now, I just started my app again. How does it get this back?
So now it's really nice. So we launched our app. So
Right.
now we need to check our cache. So we start every time with a empty array, and when this progress loading indicator happens, something happens. So we have a list of instructions. What are we doing? One of the instructions will say, check your database. Check your database
Check.
for the to-do awesomeness. Does have for to-do, yeah.
And that's where the title is coming
Yes.
from too then. So that's kind of synced together.
Yes, because on the previous we'll have like my to-do lists.
Right.
And when you pick from that list, you'll say, look what I have to do in awesomeness.
Most people only see this, but in reality, this is even the simpler version then.
Yes, and where the creativity comes here? The creativity comes when you are doing your tool, you optimize it, and it's beautiful. For example, Uber it is not only famous for delivering food and organizing the commute between the people, but how he organized this part to work in such a beautiful way to bring to the people, like to bring also like profit, to work really fast, to be reliable, to involve all these people to have the end product, like say commute fast or to get food, and in the backend is happening something like this,
More
like
lines.
writing in the database, finding the most closest driver, all this. And this is only an interface app, but just imagine also like everything what you don't see here. This is part of the art. This is part, design is art, because you design for us, like in a paper like this.
Yeah.
And you are making like an art, like you make it available for everyone at a lower price, and people believe in you by your action, and you become like your curve goes like from here logarithmically like this. But
Yeah.
and it's better to be logarithmically,
Yes.
just like exponentially.
Exponential, yeah. So we just built an app together, right? And one of the biggest things that we did was we took an interface first.
Yes.
Then we went underneath it.
Yes.
And then we went underneath it again, right?
Yes.
And so there's a lot of invisible craft in there that most people will never ever see. So why is that important though? Why is it important to focus on those invisible pieces that no one will ever see?
Because that makes your app unique. Yeah, that is also like design, and people are spending huge amount of money like to find something which work faster. And when you talk all this, what happens is all about optimization, about how fast can you get. Even we're talking about like storages, how to make it like to be lighter.
But does it ever bother you that a lot of this stuff no one will ever see? It almost feels like a thankless job almost.
is important also, it will have an impact in the future. By the loading 30 seconds, if you multiply the human quantity on the earth, they scale like 6 billion of people or 7 billions of people, you save like human lives, like if you append all this. So actually everything is like more benefic and saving something.
Of these three cards here, which one of these could be implemented using AI?
This can be implemented using AI. In base of this was generated. This can be implemented using AI.
So everything can be automated with AI.
Actually, from here, everything can be done.
Everything.
Just the human appears like to detect if somewhere AI makes a mistake.
If AI did 80% of your job, would you still want to stay in this role though? Does that bother you?
It bothers me, but at the same time, I will stay on the positive part. I have more time to be more creative. Instead to spend 2 days or let's say 1 day to write this, I can spend 20 minutes and to work on something else, which is like more productive. Or that means I'm more productive. I'm doing 2 apps or thinking how to make it better or where to invest it better, how to make it more accessible, how to make it like for more platforms. I want maybe this app to not be only on my device, but to be on my fridge. So I'm going to the fridge, say, hey, fridge, add milk in that list because you are empty already. And maybe it will be an AI inside which will understand. So wow, milk is only 20%. Maybe I already have to add it in the to-do list.
So what I wanted to close with is, given with all the fear around AI, what would you say to new devs who want to get into mobile development?
But that doesn't mean so you don't need like to improve yourself. That doesn't mean so you should not prosper to a better life, to become more competitive in your industry. And I tell to everyone, if you want to become a mobile developer, do your best, learn what you have to do, be competitive with other developers, so you can do something better than others, and you still will rule, because AI is AI. It has also to progress and to become better and better. And who makes it better and decide is also one developer. Because mobile devices, if you notice, will appear a lot of other devices, AI devices. It's still a mobile device because you port with you everywhere. Still, we have where to grow up. So this market still will grow. I don't see like it in a decline.
For you, this is art.
For me, this is art.
Every piece of this.
Every piece where I put like more effort and to make it better. For me, the sparks of it comes when I need to do the app, when it's like new, and I like this process of doing and delivering and make it work, put it on the market. For me, this is kind of inspiring.
It sounds like you care.
Yes.
That's the big difference. Like at a certain point, if you just don't care, it's formulaic. But you care, which is why it becomes art.
Yes. Oh yeah, I never thought about that. But yes, that is.
So if you had to leave people with one sentence about why this work still matters, what would it be?
It matters because you have access to your life, to your personal interest at any time, in any moment of the day. Anytime and everywhere you are.
Yeah.
So yes, mobile device still is with you. You carry is our personal item, and I think that is we still don't say, but it's our wearable, because sometimes you can forget to forget something like the lunch to work, but the phone you will not forget.
Yeah. Because you just showed us that much stuff. Like, can you imagine we just drew out all this?
Just imagine we design here Instagram.
Yeah. We need a bigger table.
We need all the floor.
Yeah. But that's incredible how much work goes into all of this. And most people will never realize that this is just the tip of the iceberg for what you do.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, this took a very long time. Now let's see if I have any storage left.